Greetings and welcome to another Pokemon 2019 or Pokemon Journeys the Series Speculation Theory video. Speculation videos are among my favorites to make and they do perform well, so I wanted to tackle another one. This one will lean more into speculation when compared to my previous ones in which I use mostly facts from the anime itself to back up the theories. There has not been much new information given that the anime is still on hiatus, so I will be talking about some things that I have discussed before but with more information and speculation thrown in. So, let's get to it. Now the topic of this video is simply put, what else will Ash Ketchum catch in this new series? What's next for his new team? And what will his final team for this new series look like? So let's start with what he currently has. Ash's first capture in this new series was Dragonite, which happened back in episode 10. His next capture, and second for this series, was Gengar, which happened in episode 16. His third and most recent capture was Riolu, which happened in episode 21. So this is Ash's current roster for this new series, which does include Pikachu, of course. Ash did use Mr. Mime in battle back in episode 7, and I counted Mr. Mime as a member of Ash's party this season back in my Ash Will Catch Gengar video. But Mr. Mime has not been used in battle since episode 7, and it has not been seen outside of Sakuragi, or Cerise Institute as it's known in English. Mr. Mime is pretty much a butler at this point. Therefore, Mr. Mime could be excluded from Ash's current party, but Mr. Mime does feature in this image, which I have shown several times before, so it remains to be seen whether or not Mr. Mime is actually part of Ash's new team. But going back to Ash's current roster, this is it. 4 Pokemon, with Pikachu included. So what's next? Ash always catches enough for a full party at the very least. A full party is, of course, 6 Pokemon. This means he always catches at least 5 Pokemon, which equals a full party when you add Pikachu. He currently has 4 in his current party, again excluding Mr. Mime. This means that he will catch at least 2 more Pokemon this series to complete his team. Emphasis on the at least. Ash can very well catch more than 2 Pokemon, especially considering how early in the new series we still are. For reference, in Hoenn, Ash caught 5 Pokemon. In Kalos, Ash also caught 5 Pokemon. And in Alola, he also caught only 5 Pokemon. However, in Johto, Ash caught 6 Pokemon. And in Sinnoh, Ash also caught 6 Pokemon. In Unova, on the other hand, he caught a total of 9 Pokemon. So Ash will catch at least 5 Pokemon per series, but it is not limited to just 5. So now let's talk about the prospective new captures for Ash that we know of so far. First up are Grookey and Sobble, the grass and water type starters for Generation 8. I already made an entire video dedicated to Ash catching Grookey and Sobble. I will leave a link to that video in the description below and at the end of this video. It's a great video and I highly advise you give it a watch if you haven't already. Now the thing about that video is that I made it before the special preview was out and before we got the new ending theme, both of which provide some additional evidence to support Ash catching Grookey and Sobble. So the special preview shows Sobble, confirming that Sobble will indeed appear in the anime, and that it will appear soon. During the segment that showed Sobble, Ash is heard saying, "Want to come with us?" So this is pretty much confirming that Ash will indeed get Sobble. Now what about Grookey? Grookey does not appear in the special preview, and a lot of people commented on my Ash catching Grookey and Sobble video, saying that Ash will get Sobble and not Grookey. However, this is not necessarily the case. Grookey did not appear in the special preview, which means Grookey is not confirmed, but this does not mean that Grookey won't appear later, and this does not rule out the possibility that Ash will catch it, especially considering that Grookey appears in the second ending theme alongside Riolu and Dusk form Lycanroc, both being Pokemon Ash owns. Sobble's appearance in the special preview means that Sobble will appear soon. It hints at the fact that Ash will catch Sobble, and it means that Sobble will appear in the anime before Grookey. Ash could very well catch both, which is one of the outcomes I listed in my Ash catches Grookey and Sobble video. The other outcome is that Ash catches one of the two, while Koharu catches the other, but this outcome is only possible if Koharu becomes a trainer. It's only possible if she travels with Ash and Gold, thus becoming a main character and traveling companion. This has not happened yet, nor has it been hinted at anywhere, not even in the special preview, so Ash catching both Grookey and Sobble is the most likely outcome right now. This would bring his team to 6 Pokemon and he reaches the minimum amount of captures required per series. However, there are still more prospective captures to talk about. The next thing I want to bring up is this image once again from the first ending theme. I have shown this image in several videos starting with my Ash will catch Gengar video. At the time I speculated that this image hints at what Ash will capture given that each circle has a Pokemon Ash owns or owns a relative of. One circle had Dragonite, whom Ash caught in episode 10, and another had Mr. Mime, whom Ash used in battle as one of his Pokemon for the first time this series in episode 7. Another circle had Gengar, which I listed as evidence for Gengar's capture, and another circle had Riolu, whom Ash was rumored to capture at the time. Well, turns out this image is on point because Ash did indeed catch Gengar and Riolu. However, the last circle at the bottom remains a mystery. I mentioned in my Ash will catch Gengar video that the bottom circle went against the theory because I could not see Ash catching any of those and there were no rumors or leaks on any of them. A lot of people commented that they could see Ash catching Magmar, which made me realize that yes, it could be possible. It's been months since then, however, and there is still no sign of any of the Pokemon on this circle except for Yamper, of course. So this circle intrigues me because if the others were on point, then this one must also hint at something that will happen. Ash already owns Pignite and he can't catch Yamper because Koharu has Yamper. This leaves Magmar, Comfey, and Simisear as possible captures for Ash. Again, there has been no hints on any of them except for Comfey, who appears in the second ending theme alongside Yamper and Chikorita. I talked about this in my episode 21 preview discussion. Yamper and Comfey appeared together in the first ending theme and in the second ending theme. This can't be just a coincidence, right? What I concluded was that this circle could be hinting at what Koharu will capture since it follows the same logic as the other circles. Yamper is a Pokemon that Koharu owns, and Comfey is the one she will catch. This outcome becomes more likely when you consider that Yamper and Comfey are the only Pokemon in that circle that are not fire types. It's almost like they are being singled out. Also, this circle is noticeably separated from the others, which is something I realized recently. The other 4 circles are neatly packed in a line at the top, but the 5th one is in the bottom row by itself, almost as if it was purposely excluded. It's also bigger in size, and this circle features a Pokemon Ash actually owns, as opposed to a Pokemon he owns an evolution or pre-evolution of, which further distinguishes this circle from the rest. So maybe the top row is for Ash, and the bottom row is for Koharu? It could be, but again, Koharu has to become a trainer first. Chikorita also appears in the second ending theme alongside Yamper and Comfey. Ash owns Bayleaf, Chikorita's evolution, so maybe this means that Ash will get Comfey since he can't get Yamper. But I can't see Ash with a Comfey at all, it just does not suit Ash. I think only Magmar would suit Ash from the ones in that circle. It could also mean that Koharu will get a Chikorita. But as it stands, this circle is still very much a mystery, and I am eager to see what it ultimately hints at. This means that I could not draw a definitive conclusion from this with regards to what else Ash will catch, but I wanted to discuss this nonetheless because it is without a doubt a very interesting subject. The last thing I want to mention before moving on is that notice that the circles have different shapes. 3 of them have rectangles while the other 2 have wobbly lines, almost like a splash. What could this mean? Is it just a visual thing with no added meaning? Or is there meaning behind it? Also, the Mr. Mime circle is zoomed out. It's noticeably farther back. Could this allude to the fact that Mr. Mime does not count as a member of Ash's current party? Perhaps. But man, this image is just full of mystery, isn't it? And I love it for it. Finally, I want to dive into something that is more in the realm of speculation. There are a lot of rumors going around regarding what else Ash will catch. These rumors are the result of leaks relating to Pokemon anime merchandise. Of interest to me, there are rumors that Ash will catch Latias and Tyranitar. Now, I don't like to speak about full-on rumors because they might end up not happening, and then it feels like I was being misleading or that I was making things up. Every speculation video that I have made, including this one, features a lot of evidence to support my claims. Evidence that is new from previews and the like, and evidence that is old, things that have happened in the anime before. And I will be sticking to that here at the end of the video. So first up, let's talk about Latias. Now, Ash catching a legendary Pokemon sounds far-fetched, and perhaps it is. The only reason why I would entertain the possibility is because of the fifth Pokemon movie, Pokemon Heroes. Latios and Latias play a big role in that movie, and Ash ends up befriending Latias, to the point that Latias was very affectionate with Ash. She had a crush on him, much like Ash's Bayleaf does. Now, most Pokemon movies are not canon, but this one apparently is, since Ash recognizes Latios immediately when he fights Tobias at the Sinnoh League. This means that the bond Ash shared with Latias did happen, so it could lead into Ash catching Latias. Again, Ash catching a legendary Pokemon feels very much like the stuff of dreams, but he did befriend Nevi, whom he traveled with until Nevi evolved into Solgaleo. There is even a rumor that Tobias himself might return and that he will battle Ash as part of the Pokemon World Championship. Tobias has two legendary Pokemon, so Ash having a legendary Pokemon of his own would make their rematch a more even match. Though going back to Nevi, it's probably more plausible to think that Ash will simply reunite with Latias and she will lend Ash her strength momentarily, meaning they will be together for a time, and Ash won't actually catch her. This is, of course, assuming it is the same Latias from the movie. Again, this is all speculation, and I would usually not go into heavy speculation in a video, but given that there is evidence in the anime itself to support it, I thought I will still talk about it. And finally, there's Tyranitar. It's funny that I got a comment about this several months ago, so I guess this one has been going around for a while. But anyways, this is the one that seems most likely given that Tyranitar is not a legendary Pokemon, and the anime event that backs it up is definitely canon because it happened in the actual main series. So, everyone knows and remembers the Larvitar that Ash traveled with briefly back in the Johto saga. Everyone also remembers the frustration we all felt when Ash left Larvitar at Mount Silver. Ash never officially captured Larvitar, so Larvitar was never Ash's Pokemon, but it was definitely meant to be, and yet it did not happen. So if Ash catches a Tyranitar, or a Larvitar at least, it would give Ash what was rightfully his. It would give him the Pokemon he deserved. What makes this more likely is that Ash caught Gengar. Ash also traveled with a Haunter back in the original series, and like with Larvitar, Ash never officially owned Haunter. He never actually caught it. In the end, he left it with Sabrina. Ash catching Gengar gives him the Pokemon he should have gotten back then. It essentially corrects a mistake the anime made by not having Ash catch Haunter, who would have most certainly evolved into Gengar by now. Ash catching Tyranitar would give him what he is owed in much the same way as Gengar, so I feel it is definitely possible. It could even be the same Larvitar, since Ash is traveling to every region in this series. He could go to Johto and there he could reunite with Larvitar, who is now a Tyranitar. Though a lot of people thought Gengar could be the same Haunter, and it wasn't. But honestly, I never believed it was because Gengar clearly did not recognize Ash in episode 11, and Haunter was left with Sabrina, a trainer. Larvitar, on the other hand, was left in the wild. So it is possible that it could still be at Mount Silver waiting to be caught by Ash as it was meant to so many years ago. This is still all speculation, of course, but it could very well happen given the previous history in the anime and what happened with Gengar. And as a fan of the anime from the very beginning, it would certainly make me very happy. Also, if Ash gets Tyranitar, then that's another pseudo-legendary Pokemon for Ash. Like, Ash is going to be unstoppable. Watch out, Leon, you're in for one amazing match. So in the end, Ash will get Sobble, and most likely he will also get Grookey. Now will they evolve? Perhaps. I went over this in detail in my Ash will catch Grookey and Sobble video, so again I advise you to give that video a watch if you haven't so that you can see every possible permutation I could think of. However, I feel it's likely they will both evolve so that Ash has two fully evolved starter Pokemon like in Sinnoh, given that he wants to be the very best like no one ever was by battling his way up to the world champion. Unevolved Pokemon simply won't cut it. So, will Ash end up with Inteleon and Rillaboom? It is very much a possibility. I am sure that Riolu will evolve into Lucario because it wants to be strong, so it would be odd for it not to evolve, especially if it meets Karina's Lucario. And going back to the first ending theme, the circle that features Riolu also features Lucario, suggesting it will indeed evolve. This brings Ash's initial team of 6 to Pikachu, Dragonite, Gengar, Lucario, Inteleon, and Riolu. It is still too soon to tell what his final team will look like, given that it is still very early into the new series, and there are just so many rumors that it really is impossible to predict what Ash's final team will look like. And if he catches more than 6 Pokemon, then he won't have a final team, but a final roster to pull from. So, in the end, the final circle and the first ending theme, Latias and Tyranitar, are all still shrouded in mystery and speculation, but they all have some evidence to back them up. There is just so much that can happen in this new series. There are so many rumors that I can't contain my excitement. If all of this becomes true, then this series is going to be one big love letter to longtime fans. I hope the anime returns from its hiatus soon so that we can finally get some answers. But that's the video. As always, leave your own thoughts down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did and would like to see more like it, then please consider subscribing to my channel. I love Pokemon and I love making videos on both the anime and the games. Also, please consider clicking the links on screen so that you can check out more videos like this right away. Thank you very much for watching, and let's meet again in the next video.